Oh, here's a game. NASA Man. Ooh, 1537. Well, let's start off with d4. Get a Queen's Gambit. Let's see how he plays it. He plays the Slav. Play with knight f3 and e3 usually. Yep, even against the triangle formation or against the knight up. Okay, so he's going for the Dutch defense, the Dutch Stonewall. It's an unusual way to transpose into it. So what do I want to do here? I guess I want to fianchetto the bishop, blockade this, blockade the f4 square. Where do I want this bishop to go? This bishop is going to be the problem piece. Let's start by putting my knight up there. See if he wants to trade. Against, yeah, these Stonewall setups, I often go for some kind of symmetrical operation. Okay, so he doesn't want to allow the knight to stay there, but I can defend with the other pawn.
Server announcement.
So it's there, and he never took the c pawn, so I should probably defend it at some point. Let's do it now. Yeah, so he goes there with the knight. Let's see, these squares are covered at the moment, and these squares. So I can just castle here, or can I? Let's pause. Can he bring his queen out? Bring his queen to here, play knight here, and then if his queen goes over here or there, he can also bring his rook up. I think it's okay for me to castle. Yep, he starts to bring his queen into the game. It's better to castle than to play the knight to d2 and get it pinned by the bishop. That can be very annoying. So my plan is just to trade off this knight. Okay, he does it to me first. And just go for this weird structure in the center with all the pawns locked up. But the knight on that square is too annoying. Let's see, so I have to defend that. Taking defends it. That's the way to defend it. Okay, so he opened his F file, and I have an open, half open. He has a half open F file, and I have a half open D file. And let's put my queen over here. Maybe I will take that pawn. See how he wants to take back. So I was thinking of putting a little pressure on the bishop first. Say bishop to d2, rook to c1, then take on d5. This is probably a really even position, so we'll see. Oh, this is clever, right? If I take, he takes back with check, and the rook in the corner is a problem. So now he's got the pawn push, or he can take. I think if he takes, well, I'll probably be able to round the pawn up. And I could take this pawn immediately. And let's blockade this pawn first. Make sure he doesn't push it with a check on my king. That would be annoying. So maybe, I don't know. I thought that pawn push was stronger, but it does leave his e-pawn here weak. So maybe it was okay. But now I think I win the d-pawn and the former d-pawn, which is now the front e-pawn. I think I win both these pawns. Well, check that out. Check that out in the postmortem. See what that amounts to. Okay, well, he's thinking. That's good. He's got a really bad bishop here, and actually I have prospects for liberating my bishops, so I'm actually starting to feel pretty optimistic about my position here. Yeah, so he starts bringing that out. Let's get this pawn immediately. And let's get this pawn. Get them both. And then trade off the dark squared bishop. Thing is, I wanted to do that. I wanted to take this pawn before trading bishops because he takes back with check, and I wasn't sure after I dealt with the check if he had some clever move to take advantage of my bishop here. Okay, so he just wants to trade off the bishops. And I don't see any way to prevent that, so let's do it in a way that messes up his pawns a little bit.
Check.
And I think I want my king on this row. Just trying to stay away from checks and stuff. So if he can... now I have to try and prevent him from grabbing control of the d file. That's my next mission. So my pawns are controlling the square d5 and also d6. That's nice. But he could advance to... he could advance to d4. But I would trade. I would bring his queen here, and then I would bring my other rook over. So, of course, the queen and king on a line, you always have to worry about rooks on the same line. So a rook here with the pin or a rook here with the skewer. Maybe that's why he allowed this exchange. Maybe he had ideas of doing something on the h file at some point. But then he went for the d file immediately, which is natural. It was the open file, and takes a few moves to get over to the h file here. Well, I lost a couple of games because of disconnects. That's why my rating suddenly dropped. I'm hoping I stay connected for the rest of this game, win or lose. I want to stay connected. And let's just fight for that d file. If he backs off the d file or just leaves it, I can bring my rook all the way up to... no, I can't. I can't play rook d6. He can just take it and win a pawn. So that's no good. So what should I do? If I take his rook, queen takes, then bring my king over. What I'd really like to do is line up here a little bit. Let's see. He's going to play pawn takes pawn, I will take, but there's no check at that point. So I'm doing this so I can play queen to d2, get behind the rook, maybe get this exchange going in a favorable manner. Queen there. That's the idea. So here, with that's all covered. So it's just the threat to the pawn. Well, this goes with check.
Check.
So let's take it. And then bring my king up to defend the pawns, I guess. Bring my queen over. So it's 3 against 2 on this side of the board. So I have the winning chances if I don't screw up. Not necessarily a win with the queens on. There's often drawing ideas, but I'm going for the win here. So my idea would be to play something like queen to g2 and then push the h-pawn forward. And what's his idea? He can start checking me. My queen's defending this pawn, my king's defending this pawn, my queen's defending this pawn. So I have no loose pawns. He can do some checks. I was thinking I could walk out over here maybe.
Check.
I guess he's always got this check on g6.
Check. Check.
Yeah, it's a winning king and pawn endgame, so he doesn't want to trade queens. Is there a way to avoid checks? If I go here, he can check and double attack my pawns, and then I go back. Yeah, I don't see any way to avoid the checks. So if he repeats, it will be a draw.
Check. Check. Game drawn.
Okay, well, interesting game. I will check that out and see if there was a win possible in the postmortem. But, well, a draw against a player that's a couple hundred points higher is not bad. So I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later.